everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope having a fantastic week. So today I thought I would do another tattoo school update and let you guys know how it's going. So in my last video where I showed how my tattoo school was going, I tattooed a grapefruit and it's been quite a few weeks since then, and we have progressed through tattooing more grapefruits and then tattooing fake skin. So I'd kind of tell you guys how it's all been going and kind of the differences I've noticed between tattooing fake skin and grapefruit and then different types of fake skin, because next week I will be tattooing real skin and I have decided to give my first tattoo to myself.
Don't panic. None of you panic.
So you know I'm gonna vlog that day and I'm super anxious about it, but that's for future Rachel to worry about, not present Rachel to worry about. So I thought I would go through all the different fake skins and grapefruits with you guys. Now I don't have one of my grapefruits. I ended up throwing that one away because it's been a while since that one was fresh and a new grapefruit in my life. So that one's gone. But I have my other two, even though one of them's looking a little sad by this point. And then I have all the fake skins I did, and I'll go through them in order of when I tattooed them. So if you saw last week's video, you would have seen this grapefruit. As you can see, it is quite sad and shriveled now. It's weird because it's kind of hard. Like normally grapefruit doesn't harden like this, so it's definitely interesting. But this one I did with a more standard rotary. There's different types of rotary machines now. There's the traditional one, or I'm calling more traditional one, and then there's the pen style rotary, and I have definitely liked the pen style rotary better. I don't know, it just feels more natural to hold. But this one was with the more traditional style rotary machine, and then the rest I'm showing you guys is with the pen style rotary machine. So after I did this little grapefruit here, the first fake skin I did was this one. So this is based off one of my drawings I did a couple months ago. It is the tightrope lady from the Haunted Mansion. This was definitely interesting. You can tell from the backside that I definitely went too deep because I had no idea how deep I needed to go. So with these fake skins, they're supposed to try and emulate the thickness of real skin. So if you see through the back, normally that probably means that you went way too deep, which I did here, but hey, it was my first attempt at using fake skin, so I'm not gonna complain too much. This is why you do fake skin and grapefruit before you go on real people, because obviously you wouldn't want to blow out this many lines on someone's actual skin. But I think I did a fairly good job. You can tell there are some spots where I kind of lost control of the needle, and it's definitely interesting because here I feel like you have more control because of the grapefruit's skin, but there's giant pores on it, so it's hard to run over them sometimes. I feel like the needle would sometimes nick on them or catch on one of the pores, and then you would just be like, well, that's how that went. But with the fake skin, it has more realistic pores to skin, so you won't be catching on a giant pore like on a grapefruit. But these definitely show if you're not super confident in pulling a line. I definitely like this a lot better than grapefruit. You can actually stencil on fake skin. You can't stencil really on grapefruit, it'll just wipe off. This you have to let it sit for the longer the better. If you can wait a couple of days before actually tattooing on your stencil, it'll stay a lot better. So the second attempt at fake skin that I did was this one. This one I tried to do different shading techniques as well as color packing, and I think it turned out okay. The thing that I dislike about this one the most is this brown I chose. I found that it is sometimes deceiving when you're going to pour ink and you're like, oh, okay, that color looks good, and then you go to use it and it's way too dark than you thought it would be. That's something I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I learn and stay away from certain colors if I feel like they're going to be too dark for me. So I've learned maybe err on the side of going lighter than you would think. And then I tried using a technique called whip shading for the teacup, and I really like how that looked. And then I love my little jammy ghosty over here. I think it's very cute. And then turning on the back, you can see compared to how much I went through on this one. This one doesn't have nearly as much. There are some areas where I went a little bit too deep, but it's not too bad in comparison. So this was my second attempt, and this was my third attempt at using fake skin. You can see I didn't go through on the back at all on this one, so hooray for me. These I used a 3 liner because I wanted to see how detailed you could get, and you get pretty detailed. I would never tattoo this one this small, that would just be silly. This one would be okay, I think. Maybe a little bit larger would be better, and then this one I think would be a good size, but yeah, I had fun tattooing on this one. Definitely feel a little more confident by the time I got to this fake skin. Then after we did those 3 fake skins, we went back to Grapefruit because they wanted to show us different shading techniques and make sure that we could connect points. This is where this Grapefruit came along. So as you can see, we're practicing lines again, and compared to the first one I did, these lines are so much better. My points are so much better, as you can see in comparison to the bat here, where I didn't connect here. You can see I've done a much better job at connecting my points. I figured out a better way to hang the needles, so that way I could actually see where my needle was going, so I could easily connect them. Made little moons, because moons are hard to connect. Definitely takes practice. I did a heart, and then like I said, we did shading technique, so here's whip shading practice, here's color packing. I think this one was the brush stroke technique, which was hard to see on the Grapefruit, because Grapefruit's kind of different, obviously, from real skin. I think that was like, so we did whip shading, color packing, more brush strokes, and I feel like I'm forgetting one, but yeah, that was what this Grapefruit was for. Not as much fun, but definitely good on learning techniques. This definitely was a helpful exercise. And then I have 2 more fake skins to show you. The first one is this one. So we were trying to practice our first tattoo. So this is going to be the tattoo I'll be doing on myself. And this fake skin is garbage. I figured that, hey, they're all kind of the same, but as you can see, well, you can kind of see here, but the thickness of this one is way thicker than this one, and the texture of this is just awful. It feels gross. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. It's tough. It feels kind of leathery. It's not like, this one's pretty stretchy. This one has like no stretch to it. Can you hear this? Like, that's how that one sounds when you try and stretch it. This is how this one sounds. And you can see the back, I blew through so much of it because the skin was so thin that it like threw me and everyone in my class just completely off. I didn't even bother trying to color this, but apparently other people tried to color, and it was just not a fun time. So luckily, by the time we came in, they got the better fake skin, so we were able to practice our first tattoo again on better fake skin. So here is how this one turned out, and this is what I'll be tattooing on myself next week, so be very exciting. I did go through a little bit too deep right here, but overall I think I did a good job on the depth, and we'll see how translating from fake skin to real skin is, because I'm curious. I've heard it's easier to tattoo on real skin versus fake skin, so I hope that that's the case. And if I can do anything even remotely close to this on myself, that'll be fantastic. The bats may or may not be in the design. I thought they were cute when I added them in, but if I don't, then I can always add them in later if I decide not to do it when I do this next time on me. So yeah, that's how my tattoo school has been going in terms of actually practicing with a machine. Otherwise, we've just been taking notes and doing PowerPoints. So like, I made some notes here of what we were learning. So we were learning proper like hand washing and sanitizing techniques, how to stencil skin, different styles of tattooing, what to do when you have different skin types and different skin conditions, and if someone has diabetes, stuff like that. So we're through all of our theory hours, I believe is what they call them, and now we're doing our practical hours, and we need 50 tattoos on skin and 150 hours total before we can take our state test to get our tattoo licensure. So I am on my way. I've been in tattoo school for about, what is the day? Hold on. We started at the end of March. now it's like the end of May, so it's been about 2 months. So that's all that I've done in the 2 months that I've been there. Super exciting, definitely nerve-wracking to go on real skin, but hopefully this is just the start to a new fantastic career. Also, if I missed out on mentioning anything between tattooing Grapefruit versus fake skin, let me know. I probably glazed over some things. If you would like to check out my tattoo Instagram or my art Instagram, it's Rachel Mortician Tattoo. And if you live in the Portland, Oregon area and you're interested in possibly getting a tattoo from me, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at the Rachel Mortician Tattoo Instagram page, and I'd be happy to figure out something with you. And yeah, if you have any questions for me, leave them down below. It can be about tattoo school. Maybe I forgot to mention something between how tattooing Grapefruit is different from fake skin, stuff like that. So please feel free to leave any questions you have. I'll try my best to answer them. And until next time, hope you guys are having an awesome yet spooky week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!